Hello guys, welcome back again to another video. So today I'll be showing you guys how to prepare Okazi soup, and these are my ingredients. Before we start, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and then like my Facebook page. Let's start with the introduction of the ingredients. So this is the chief ingredients, the Okazi. I stay in abroad, so we don't get to find fresh Okazi most of the time. This is not dry though. This is fresh one, but like it is not fresh, okay, but it is fresh Okazi. So can you see how tiny it was chopped? So this is how you are going to cut your Okazi. Make sure that you chopped it very tiny, okay? That is how Okazi should look like. Then this is my meat, okay, the protein that I'm going to use. As you can see, it is very well washed. This comprises of cow leg, goat meat, then cow flesh, that is beef. Then I have shaki here, as you can see. Then I have cow tongue, and there are also cow head here as well. Then I have my crayfish here. It is blended, okay. I blended it roughly. I don't want it to be smooth. Then I have my salt. Can you see salt? So here I have pepper. This is habanero pepper. I also blended it roughly. And then this is my ogiri. As I'm talking to you guys now, my kitchen is on fire. Like the way the ogiri smells. This ogiri was brought to me from Nigeria, and this is the original one. From the smell and how my kitchen smells right now, you could tell that it is the original one. So yeah, this is my stock cubes. I'm going to use this to stock cube. Then here I have my oziza. As you can see, it is soaked in cold water. The reason I soaked this oziza for a long time is because it is dry, and I want, by the time I will put it inside my soup, I want it to be soft, okay? That is the way we preserve oziza here. Like we get the dry one from Nigeria, then we'll preserve, because it is not every time that you see fresh oziza here in the abroad. So this is the mackerel fish. As you can see, they are well prepared and washed. I am going to grill it. So here I have my fresh ugu. As you can see, this quantity will be enough for the quantity of the Okazi I want to prepare. Then I have red oil. Can you see? This is the brand that I'm using, Nigerian Heritage, okay? It is very good. So I'm going to use this red oil. Then over here I have my ede, okay? You cannot cook Okazi soup without a thickener, and in this case I am going to use ede. In fact, ede is the best thickener as far as Okazi soup is concerned, but you can use the dry powdered one if you don't see this fresh one, especially for people that stay abroad. Most times we don't get to see this fresh ede. Then over here I have my water leaf, okay? It is not as fresh as the ones they sell in Nigeria, but this is very good. Like this is very fresh compared to the ones we get most of the time here. Then I have my catfish, okay? As you can see, I am going to use this too. Then this is my stockfish fillet, okay? Okporoko, ajarajo okporoko. That is called stockfish fillet. So I am going to use it as well. So these are my ingredients, okay? Let's just dive into the cooking proper. You already know that I have washed my mackerel fish, so right now I am getting it ready to go to the oven because I want it grilled. If you like, you can fry your mackerel fish, but I prefer using oven for mine. In a very well washed and clean pot, pour in your meat. That's the meat that you've washed and the quantity that you're going to use to cook the soup. Pour it in there, then season it and get it cooking. For seasoning, I'll be using pepper. You don't need a lot of seasoning because you are cooking soup, and this is cocoyam soup. It does not need a lot of ingredients, okay? So I just used habanero pepper. Then I used cubes, that is stock cubes. Then I used salt. That's all. Then the next thing is to wash my ede. That is the cocoyam. Whenever you hear me say ede, just know that I'm talking about cocoyam. So you have to wash your cocoyam very well and then get it ready for cooking as well. The cocoyam is cooking and it is time to pour hot water inside the catfish and the stockfish. I'll come back to wash it later. I allow the meat to simmer for a while, then I stirred it, and I will add water for it to cook very well. When you are adding your water, be very cautious, okay? I added water according to the level of the meat, okay? Just make sure that your water is at the same level with your meat. Then you cover it and allow it soften. I went back to my dry catfish and the okporoko because it needs to be very well washed. This one is already clean, okay? It does not contain sand, but a lot of times, especially the ones they sell in Nigeria, has a lot of sand. So you have to make sure that you use salt and hot water to wash it as many times as possible for you to wash off the sands, because it is very like, it is not okay when people are eating and people will be showing sand. It doesn't just make sense, okay? So I am done washing the okporoko. I am going to add the okporoko inside the meat, okay? It's going to cook with the meat because okporoko is very hard to cook. It is time to wash the veggies. You have to wash your veggies very well. This is ugu and I am washing the veggies one after the other. Like, I'm not mixing the ugu, the okazi and the water leaf. I'm not washing all of them together. I'm washing them one after the other. That way it will make it easier for me to wash and also for me to rinse the sands very well. Also, if you are making okazi soup, there is no point of adding the stick, like the stick part of the vegetables. So make sure that you are only using the vegetable itself. Then it is now time to chop the vegetable. When you are chopping your vegetable, make sure that you chop it tiny. Like, if you can make it tinier than this my own, of course, go ahead. It's very acceptable and it's going to look even more beautiful because okazi is chopped very tiny. So make sure that you chop it very well. The women in the market can chop theirs even tinier than my own. So if you have opportunity to meet them and if you cannot chop it, then allow them chop it for you. But me personally, I prefer to chop mine myself. And now it is time to wash the water leaf. I am also going to do the same thing that I did with the ugu, and then I'll also do the same with the rest of the vegetables. Then my fish is ready, okay? Can you see how beautiful it's looking? Yeah, I did not allow it get burnt. So make sure that you don't allow your fish get burnt. If it get burnt, it's not going to give it the beautiful taste that it gives. So make sure that it doesn't get burnt. So I am going to debone the fish because you wouldn't want to be eating bone when you are eating your soup. Do not forget your meat though. Remember, you are cooking meat, eh? So I checked my meat, and as you can see, the water is almost drying, and you wouldn't want your water to dry. That's why you have to check it constantly. Then this is the cocoyam. Cocoyam takes time to cook just as the meat. So let me check if the cocoyam has softened, okay? So as you can see, it has softened. Now it is time to blend it. And to blend my cocoyam, I am using the same blender that I used to blend my habanero pepper. I didn't blend habanero pepper very smooth. I blended it roughly. So I am using the same blender to blend the cocoyam, okay? Because I don't want to waste the pepper inside there. Remember to not overwork your blender. If you don't have a very strong blender, just take it small, like do not blend all at the same time, just like I'm doing. You can blend small quantity at a time. Then it is now time for me to add the ede, the blended ede. But before I add ede, oil comes first. So make sure that you add your oil first before your ede. And please look out for the best oil in your location, okay? If you are in Nigeria, that is even better. And also when you are adding your ede, please add them in small quantities. Do not pack everything together, beg. So after 20 minutes, it is time to add the ogili. And to dissolve my ogili, I'll be using the water from the soup, like the soup water. Please make sure you use your soup water to dissolve your ogili before you add it inside the soup, okay? Please do that. Do not just add the ogili inside there like that, okay? So can you look at that goodness? Oh my god, it looks so yum, so beautiful, even though we are not done with the soup yet, but as you can see that it is coming together. So it is time to add the fish. This is the combination of the dry fish, then the mackerel fish that I grilled earlier. As you can see, oh wow, it looks so yum, like I want to start eating it right now. So this is the crayfish that I blended. Okay, so you have to add your crayfish at this point. Oh yeah, after stirring for some time, I am going to add the remaining of the habanero pepper. See, one thing about adding pepper is that add according to your taste. I beg, do not follow me. Okay, then add your salt. Okay, add salt according to your taste as well. Do not follow my lead though when it comes to pepper, especially. Don't follow my lead. Just make sure that if you dey chop pepper, then add enough pepper, but if you know the chop pepper, please do not use too much. Then it is time to add the dried vegetable. Okay, this is the dry uziza leaf. Okay, I am adding it right now because I want it to cook for a while before I add the fresh ones. Okay, at this point the dried uziza leaf has gotten soft, like a little bit, because I told you guys I soaked it earlier. Okay, I added more salt, okay, because salt was not enough. Then I covered it to cook for a while. After a while, oh my god, look at that goodness, man. Can you bring the apple already? Bring the fufu already, let's start eating. Okay, after stirring for a while, I added the vegetables. This is the ogo. Okay, as you're adding your vegetables, please try to spray it across the soup, and as you are spraying it across the soup, try to stir it as well. It is very important that you stir your soup when you are adding your vegetables. So you add the okazi. This is the okazi now. Okazi comes last. And please make sure that you stir the soup very well. Oh, stir it so that the vegetables will go around the soup and vegetables will be in every part of the soup. It is very important. Okay, the reason I said that you should spread the vegetables across the soup when you are adding it is because it will make it easier for you to stir, like the whole vegetable will not pack in one place. Okay, then you have to cover the soup to cook for about 3 minutes, and then can you see, you stir it. Can you see now the soup is ready? Then you dish your soup out and then food is ready. Thank you so much. Like my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.